All right, welcome in everyone, ready for a deep dive. Today we're going exploring Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, or at least,
Excerpts.
yeah, excerpts. But we'll get a good feel, I think, for his perspective on all this.
Well, absolutely.
See how it applies to, everyone's life, not just artists in the,
Traditional sense, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Rubin really kind of pushes you to rethink, like, what even is an artist,
Yeah.
He suggests that we're all constantly, like, shaping and curating our experiences, interacting with the world.
Interesting.
Almost like a creative dance,
I like that.
whether we even realize it or not.
So it's more than just saying we all have creative potential, right?
Yeah, it's like built in,
Super. Yeah.
like, how we function.
Okay.
He's saying even, like, really simple choices, like what you wear
Mm-hmm.
or how you plan a trip, like, those involve this creative process.
Picking an outfit. Oh, yeah. I spend way too much time on that.
Right. You're filtering options, making decisions based on, like, aesthetics and your own taste.
That's true. That's true.
That's an artistic act, in itself.
Makes those hours I spend agonizing over Instagram filters seem a little more noble.
Right.
Yeah. But he takes it even further, right? Talks about this whole
Yeah.
childlike lens thing. What's that about?
That's about, it's about holding on to that openness and curiosity, that sense of wonder that I think a lot of us, we kind of lose.
That's where you grow up. Yeah.
As we get older. Yeah. Think about how, like, kids can just get fascinated by
anything.
like the tiniest things, like a ladybug,
Right. Yeah.
a shiny rock. Like, it's amazing. And Rubin believes that, if we can reconnect with that perspective, it helps us get to, like, a pure source of creativity.
There's a story he tells about a songwriter, super famous apparently,
Oh, yeah.
who'll just drop everything, even dinner with his family, if inspiration hits.
Oh, wow.
Really speaks to that intensity,
Yeah, it's interesting how he puts that creative spark above, like, everything.
Yeah, if you felt that ever, like, you just have to create.
It's fascinating. And Rubin ties this back to is, like, he sees it all as in sync with the universe's own creative, like, rhythm.
Now, this is where it gets a little out there for me, He talks about the universe, like, sending us clues.
Oh,
what,
wow.
like, signs and symbols am I looking for?
Well, think of it more like little nudges or synchronicities, like moments where you're kind of like, whoa, or you're surprised by something. It might have a deeper meaning if you pay attention.
Okay, that's a little less.
Yeah, he even compares the universe to, like, a clock.
Okay.
That's gently guiding us on our creative path.
So if I find a $20 bill on the ground, that's
Could be.
the universe telling me to go buy some art supplies.
Maybe. But it really is about being open
Okay.
to those moments that, those things that make you pause and kind of wonder, these clues could be anything,
Okay.
a chance meeting with someone who gives you a new perspective,
Oh, okay.
finding a book, like, right when you need it.
Yeah. Okay.
Those kind of things.
So it's about being receptive to those moments,
Yeah.
rather than just like, oh, coincidence.
Exactly.
Okay, but then how do we even know what to do with those clues? Like, how do we interpret all this?
It's about cultivating awareness.
Okay.
Rubin talks about things like spending time in nature, engaging with art that really, like, move you, or exploring your inner world through journaling, maybe
Okay.
these practices.
So that helps us tune in.
Yeah, they help us tune into those whispers
yeah.
of insight, that might otherwise go unnoticed.
So instead of actively seeking those clues out there, it's more about creating space for them to come to us.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And this leads us to this whole vessel and filter thing he talks about.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's how we each process information and how that affects our creativity. Can you break that down a little bit? Vessel and filter, what's that all about?
Okay, so imagine the vessel is like a container
Okay.
for all your experiences, your thoughts, feelings, all that stuff that makes you you.
Okay.
But then there's this filter.
Yeah.
It's unique to each person. It's shaped by how you grew up, what you believe, even,
Biases and stuff.
biases. Yeah. And this filter, it determines what gets in.
To the vessel.
Yeah. And how it's all processed.
So, like, my filter could be totally different from yours, and that's going to affect how we approach creativity.
Absolutely. Think about it. Two people can look at the same painting.
Okay.
One person's like in tears, moved.
Yeah.
The other one's like,
Nothing.
Right. Their filters are shaping their whole experience.
Okay. So the takeaway here is are we supposed to like embrace our filters, fight them? What do we
It's about understanding. It's about understanding your filter. What makes you you, that's also what shapes your,
vision?
yeah, your creative vision. Once you get that, then you can start to make choices about what you let in
Okay.
and how it influences your work.
No, it's like becoming aware of those unconscious biases that might
Yeah. Yeah,
limiting us.
totally.
I like that. But then if we're all, wired differently, does that mean there's no right way to be creative?
That's where Rubin's emphasis on practice comes in.
Okay.
It's not about strict rules. It's about activities that cultivate that awareness,
Okay.
that connect us with that creative source within each of us.
And he gives some specific examples.
Oh, yeah.
Like time in nature, immersing yourself in art, exploring dreams. It seems like it's about creating space for that energy to flow through.
Absolute.
Regardless of our filters.
Yeah. There's a quote, he says, "The real work of the artist is a way of being in the world." It's not just about what you make.
Okay.
It's about that mindset,
Okay, I'm starting to get this. So it's not about like waiting for inspiration to strike.
It's active.
Yeah.
You got to cultivate it.
Okay, even something simple like taking a walk,
Totally.
being present.
Or just noticing, like, how beautiful things are in everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all about those mindful walks for sure. But hold on. All this talk about, practice, being receptive, does that mean there's no room for like breaking the rules, shaking things up?
That's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
So Rubin's all about practice, but he's also super clear about not being confined by those conventions, especially in art.
So are we tossing out the rule book?
In a sense, yeah.
Okay.
He wants us to like question the assumptions,
Okay.
experiment, really push those boundaries and see what happens.
So it's about finding that balance between like honing your craft, but also being open to those unexpected turns.
He uses this great example.
Oh, yeah.
AlphaGo, that AI that beat the Go Grandmaster
Yeah.
by making a move that no human had ever played before.
That's crazy.
Like, it totally shifted how people thought about the whole game.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so it's like fresh perspectives lead to breakthroughs.
That kind of ties back to the ecstatic point thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe those moments of real breakthrough, they happen when we break free from those
It's possible.
expectations and limitations.
That's a really interesting connection.
And that brings us to, I think, this concept of the ecstatic point.
Oh, yeah.
This sounds pretty intense.
It is.
What is the ecstatic point?
So Rubin describes it as it's that moment when a piece of art like really comes alive.
Okay.
It's that feeling of pure creative energy just flowing through you.
Okay.
And he emphasizes how important it is to recognize that
Okay.
and really like surrender to it when it happens.
So it's like a peak creative experience being totally in the flow. Is it even something you can control?
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh. All right, cliffhanger. I'm on the edge of my seat. Dive deeper into this ecstatic point.
You're asking if you can control that ecstatic point.
Right, right.
That's really interesting because it ties into what Rubin says about collaborating.
Oh, interesting. So instead of like this solo mission to find the ecstatic point, you're bringing other people into it.
Yeah.
Which I can see how that could get messy.
It definitely can.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what Rubin emphasizes is that real collaboration.
Yeah.
It's not about ego.
Okay.
It's not about competition.
Yeah.
It's about everyone getting to a higher outcome.
Together? You mean like a place where everyone's genuinely happy with the result, not just like, okay, this is good enough.
Exactly.
I like that.
And he actually gives some pretty practical tips on how to do that.
Okay.
Like when you're giving feedback, make it about the work, not the person.
Okay.
So instead of like, you did this wrong, it's more like,
Right.
this part feels a bit off. Have you thought about trying it this way?
Right. So it's like suggestions instead of pronouncements.
Exactly.
Creating a space where everyone feels safe to try stuff.
Totally.
What about receiving feedback, though? That can be hard, especially for creative people. It's like personal.
Rubin says, like, really listen,
Okay.
and set aside your ego,
Yeah.
even if you don't agree. it might help you improve the work.
Okay, so it becomes this like back and forth
Yeah, conversation.
where everyone feels heard, and
Yeah.
hopefully that leads to something like really special, something you wouldn't have gotten to
On your own.
on your own. Yeah. This reminds me actually of what he said about the rules. Or
Okay.
I guess breaking them.
Yeah, he's big on that.
Yeah. He says there's value in knowing the rules of your craft, but following them blindly, that can
It can really stifle things.
stifle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it that learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist idea?
Exactly.
Like,
He brings up AlphaGo again, that AI.
yeah.
The one that, mastered Go.
Mm-hmm.
It made a move that nobody...
Nobody had ever seen before.
Yeah, and it, like, changed the whole game.
Wow.
So that's what he's saying.
Fresh perspective can lead to breakthroughs.
Totally.
This makes me think maybe those ecstatic point moments,
Yeah.
they happen when we break free from those,
It's possible.
like expectations and limitations.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah. And that leads us to, I think, this whole idea of greatness that he talks about.
Oh, yeah, great.
This elusive quality every artist wants.
That's true.
What does Rubin say about how we actually achieve it, though?
He uses this analogy.
Okay.
Imagine you build a house, right? But it's on top of a mountain.
Okay.
So remote, nobody will ever see it.
Okay.
Would you still put in all the effort
Oh, that's interesting.
to make it perfect?
Yeah.
Even if it's just for you.
Wow. That's powerful imagery.
It is.
So it's about creating for the pure joy of it, for
Right.
the satisfaction of making something beautiful,
Yeah.
even if
Even if nobody sees it.
no one sees it.
Yeah.
Not for like external validation.
Right.
That's a core part of it.
He really distinguishes between
Okay.
greatness and success.
Okay, yeah, they're not always the same thing.
They're definitely
And
frank.
and chasing success can like lead you down the wrong path.
It really can.
Yeah. So it's about focusing on what you can control,
Exactly.
like the quality of your craft, the depth of your expression, and just letting go of the outcome.
Yeah.
Trusting that if you make something great,
It'll find its way
Yeah.
to the right people.
easier said than done though, right?
Oh, for sure.
We all have those nagging doubts.
Totally.
Like, what if it's not good enough?
Mm.
What if nobody cares? How do we deal with those voices?
That's he talks about that directly. Because
Okay.
you got to recognize those undermining voices.
Okay.
They can be internal. They can be external.
Yeah.
And then you got to learn to tune them out.
So, silencing the inner critic, focusing on the work,
Trust your instincts.
trust your instincts. Okay.
It's also about
Mm.
being really self-aware,
Okay.
knowing your own process,
Yeah.
and knowing when you're getting in your own way.
Okay.
He uses this term surrender,
Surrender.
like letting go of control,
Interesting.
letting the creative energy flow.
I'm not fighting those doubts, but like
Right.
recognizing them and moving through them.
Exactly. And then, this is fascinating.
Okay.
He says, sometimes we're not the only authors of our work.
Wait, so it's not just about like our individual brilliance?
There might be other forces at play.
Oh.
He calls the universe a co-creator.
Okay, this is getting back into the
Yeah, woo-woo. It's a little woo-woo. So those moments of inspiration that come out of nowhere,
Yeah,
unexpected twists and turns, it's like we're collaborating with the universe.
with that flow of creative energy.
Okay. And this leads us to, I guess, this idea of the energy in the work that he talks about.
Yeah, this is interesting.
What is this creative energy, this thing that seems to like fuel the whole process?
He thinks that every piece of art has its own energy, like a vibrational hum.
Okay.
You can feel it when you're, connected to the work.
Interesting.
And he says it's this energy that keeps us going,
Oh,
even when it's tough.
So it's not just willpower.
Not just willpower.
It's about tapping into something.
It's in the process itself.
In the process, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we sense that energy in other people's work too?
He thinks so, yeah.
Mm.
Like what draws us to certain pieces of art?
Yeah. What makes them resonate?
Interesting.
So as artists, it's about
Yeah.
learning to tap into that, both in our own stuff and in the world around us.
Okay. And this makes me think about this element of play.
Oh yeah, play's huge for him.
That sense of like wonder.
Though we lose as we get older.
Right. Yeah, we get so serious.
He thinks it's essential
Okay.
for unlocking creativity.
Okay.
Breaking free from all those limitations.
Letting our imaginations
run wild.
run wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
So approaching creativity with that sense of like lightness,
Yeah.
joy,
I
not
was like
getting.
serious.
Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes those discoveries happen when we're not trying so hard,
Totally.
playing, exploring.
It can lead to like, moments
Yeah, yeah.
where things click,
So it's not about abandoning discipline completely. It's about finding that balance.
where playfulness and focus
Yeah.
kind of come together.
Okay, I like that. This reminds me of another thing he talks about, which is like those moments of uncertainty.
Oh, yeah. Uncertainty is a big one.
That feeling of being lost, like creatively,
He says, trust the process.
even when it feels
Messed up,
messed up. Yeah.
confusing. Yeah. Lean into it.
Okay.
See those moments as like a chance to discover something,
Mhm.
not an obstacle.
So embracing the unknown, trusting that the path will reveal itself.
Exactly. He compares it to walking in the dark.
Okay.
You don't know where you're going,
Yeah.
but you trust that each step will get you there.
Interesting.
It's kind of how the creative process works, he says.
So it's about letting go of control,
Yeah,
not needing to have all the answers right away,
exactly.
embracing that mystery, trusting the journey.
That's a big part of it. It also ties into honoring your own
Okay.
creative rhythms.
Okay, those personal patterns, like.
Yeah, like when are you most energized?
Right, yeah.
He says, pay attention to that and structure your work around those times.
So listen to our bodies.
Yeah.
Know when our energy's flowing.
Exactly.
When we need to rest.
Create a supportive environment, too.
Okay, so like a dedicated workspace.
Yeah, or even just minimizing distractions. So you can really focus.
Okay, yeah. This reminds me actually of what he said about connecting with the world around us.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, he's big on that.
That sense of being present,
Yeah,
engaged.
he wants us to like approach the world with this sense of wonder, curiosity.
Yeah.
Notice the little details, see the
Okay.
beauty.
In the everyday,
Yeah, like inspiration can come from anywhere
anywhere.
if you're open to it.
It's about cultivating that awe and appreciation.
Yeah, and seeking out experiences
Okay.
that nourish your creative spirit.
Like spending time in nature.
Yeah, engaging with art,
Mm-hmm.
having conversations
Right.
that spark your curiosity. All that stuff.
Because creativity is not like this thing that happens in a vacuum.
No, it's fueled by everything.
Right. It's fueled by our
Your experiences.
experiences,
Yeah.
engagement with the world around us.
And that leads to another key piece of his philosophy,
Okay.
which is understanding your own unique creative voice.
Ah, yes. That thing that makes each artist
Unique.
unique. Yeah.
He says, explore your influences.
Okay. Okay.
Be curious about what inspires you,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately you got to trust your own instincts.
Okay.
Let your voice emerge naturally.
So not imitating others.
No, finding your own way
Finding your own way.
of expressing yourself.
Okay. Not being afraid to
Experiment, take risks,
take risks. Yeah.
and know that your voice will evolve.
Over time.
Yeah.
Okay. And this makes me think about, failure.
Oh, yeah, the big F word.
Every artist deals with this.
He's got some wisdom about that, too.
Okay.
He says, you got to reframe how you see it.
Okay.
It's not the end,
Right.
like the journey.
Embracing those missteps, seeing them as like opportunities to learn and grow.
Not something that's going to derail you.
Yeah. He even says like our most innovative work
Yeah.
can come from those moments of.
Totally, because it forces you
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You got to try new things.
Okay, so sometimes the biggest breakthroughs
Yeah.
come from those times when we're willing to
Take risks.
take risks. Yeah, and maybe even fail.
That's a big part of it. And that reminds me of another thing he emphasizes,
Okay.
which is being grateful
Oh, gratitude.
for the creative process itself.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Often overlooked.
overlooked, but it's so important.
It is. And he says, like, appreciate that you have this gift.
Yeah.
Be thankful for those,
Moments of inspiration.
yeah, those moments of inspiration. Approach it all with, like, a sense of reverence and respect.
Okay, so it's like recognizing that creativity is
A privilege.
a privilege. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bray.
And approaching it with humility.
Yeah. And he also says, celebrate those wins.
Even the little ones.
Even the little ones. Yeah. Acknowledge all that effort you put in.
Yeah, because even those smaller achievements,
You're all part of it.
they're part of the journey,
Yeah.
and they deserve to be
Celebrated.
celebrated. Yeah. And this kind of brings me to, he talks about finding your community.
Oh, yeah. Community's huge for him.
Yeah, that network
Other
of
artists.
creatives who get it.
He says surround yourself with people
Hmm.
who understand,
Yeah.
who value that creative journey.
And who can, like, offer support?
Yeah, encouragement,
Oh, back.
a sense of shared purpose,
Yeah.
all of that.
So it's about finding those kindred spirits, the
Exactly.
people who speak your creative language,
Yeah.
and who can just,
Be there for you.
be there for you.
Yeah.
And he also talks about giving back to that community.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Sharing knowledge, supporting other
It's all
artists.
part of the ecosystem.
Yeah. Because creativity it's not just a solo thing.
It thrives on connection,
Yeah.
collaboration.
It takes a village.
It really does.
Yeah. And this leads to another key part of what Rubin talks about,
Okay.
embracing that lifelong journey.
Oh, yeah, it's not a
It's
destination.
not a destination.
It's ongoing.
What does he say about that?
He says, see it as a lifelong pursuit.
Okay.
Be open to new experiences.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop exploring.
So it's about embracing that there's always more to
Always more.
learn, more to discover, more to
48.
for it.
He says, stay curious.
Yeah.
Approach everything like a beginner.
Okay.
Never lose that sense of wonder.
I like that.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
The joy of creating,
Mm-hmm.
bringing something new.
Into the world.
Yeah, and that process of self-discovery.
Yeah. Okay. And this leads us to this other idea of transformation.
Oh, yeah, the transformative power of art.
Yeah, like art has this ability to move us, change us, connect us to something bigger.
He argues that art can transcend boundaries, break down barriers,
Okay.
create bridges of understanding and empathy.
So it's not just entertainment, not just self-expression.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah, it's about
It can heal,
yeah.
transform,
Yeah, give us a sense of
meaning,
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Art is alchemy, right?
Ooh, I like that.
Taking those raw emotions, experiences,
Hmm.
turning them into something beautiful.
That connects with people.
That connects with people. I
Yeah.
like that. And this ties back to this idea of reverence for the creative process.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one for him.
This sense of awe and respect for what's flowing through us.
He says, approach it with humility, knowing that we're just channels
Channels.
for this creative energy.
Okay.
Honor the mystery, the magic.
So recognizing that it's not something we can totally control,
No,
manipulate.
it's a force.
It's a force we tap into.
We collaborate with it.
And when we approach it with that reverence,
Yeah.
we open ourselves up
To deeper inspiration.
to deeper inspiration. Yeah.
Let go of the need to be in control.
Let go of control.
Surrender to the flow.
Surrender to the flow. I like that. So we were talking about this creative ecosystem thing.
Yeah.
How does that connect to this whole idea of like a work ethic?
Well, it's interesting because Rubin kind of brings it back around to that childlike
Oh, okay.
spirit we were talking
So
about.
it's not just about like grinding it out. It's about finding that joy,
The playfulness.
the playfulness. Yeah.
He says when we're really in it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't even feel like work.
Right.
It's like play.
Like when you're a kid, you get so absorbed in something.
Yeah. Go.
Building Legos or like reading a book
Yeah, time just
disappears.
goes away.
Yeah, I can still lose myself in a good Lego set.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I'm more in touch with my inner child sometimes than
Uh-huh.
my adult self.
Well, Rubin's saying we can tap into that in our work too.
Okay.
When we're aligned with what we're meant to do.
Okay.
And we're really engaged.
Uh-huh.
The effort just kind of it flows.
Yeah, it's finding that sweet spot, right? Where passion meets discipline,
Yeah.
where the work itself
Is the reward.
is the reward. Yeah. But let's be real, even when you love what you do,
Mm-hmm.
there are going to be times when you doubt yourself, you doubt the work. How does Rubin deal with that?
Well, he actually thinks doubt is it's a natural part of it.
Okay.
It means you're pushing yourself.
Okay.
You're going somewhere new.
So it's not about eliminating doubt.
No, it's about
learning to work with it.
work with it, yeah.
Yeah.
He actually says it's not a weakness.
Okay.
It's a sign you're on the right track.
Interesting.
If you're not feeling any doubt,
Yeah.
maybe you're not pushing hard enough.
I like that.
It's going to be a little uncomfortable.
Takes the pressure off trying to be like
Yeah.
perfect.
You're not going to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Doubt makes you grow. Yeah, it makes you question,
Yeah.
refine.
Dig deeper.
Yeah,
So we learn to like dance with the doubt.
yeah, I like that.
You know, acknowledge it, but don't let it stop us.
And this brings us to something else that's really important.
Okay.
Detaching from the outcome.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is.
Letting go of that need for like external validation.
It's about creating because you love it,
Okay.
because you want to bring something new into the world. Not for the fame,
Not for the...
not for the accolades.
Yeah, yeah.
He says when you do that,
Yeah.
you free yourself up
Okay.
to take risks, make work that really matters.
So it's like trusting that if you create from that place of integrity,
Authenticity.
the right people will find it.
They'll find it, yeah.
Yeah. We can't control how other people are gonna
You can't control that.
respond, but we can control
What you put out there.
what we put out there.
Yeah.
I like that. And this kind of leads to something we haven't really talked about yet.
Okay.
This idea of art's power to transform.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
This is something that I've always felt,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a hard time putting it into words.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
He says art can transcend boundaries,
Okay.
break down barriers,
Mm.
create these bridges of understanding,
Yep.
empathy.
So it's not just about aesthetics, right? It's not just about entertainment.
It's deeper.
It's about like touching people's hearts.
Yeah.
Challenging how they see the world.
Yeah, inspiring them
Inspiring them.
to see things in a new way.
Yeah. Art can heal.
He believes that, yeah.
Art can transform us.
It connects us to something bigger.
Yeah.
It gives us a sense of meaning.
It's like alchemy, right?
Oh, I like that.
Taking those raw emotions, experiences,
Yeah, and turning them into something.
beautiful, that
Radical.
resonates with people.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this brings me back to this whole reverence thing.
Oh, yeah, reverence for the creative process.
This sense of awe,
Respect.
respect for this force that's like moving through all of us.
He says approach it with humility,
Oh.
knowing that we're just,
We're vessels.
channels for this energy.
Okay.
Honor the mystery,
Yeah.
the magic of it all.
So it's acknowledging that we don't totally control it.
No, we don't control.
We're collaborating with something
It's bigger than us.
bigger than us. Yeah.
And when we approach it with that reverence, we open ourselves up to deeper inspiration.
Deeper inspiration. We let go of that need to like control every little thing.
Surrender to the flow.
Surrender to the flow.
That's it.
That's it. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Rick Rubin's The Creative Act.
What a book.
What a book. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling
Inspired.
super inspired.
Me too.
Like, I need to go make something
Go create.
right now.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.